Okay, good morning, everyone. Before we start, we have a disclosure, and please be aware risk in the future trading. We had a little chop today on the YM. I will cover that right away. But for the ones that just started with us, we are sharing our signals to the public. And if you decide to take any of those trades, you are on your own. We're not responsible for your trade. Uh, if you don't know what to look for, here is on the first column is your signal, and then the direction of your signal. Then, if you are late on the entry signal, you're very welcome to retake those trades on the pullback re-entry. Those are the numbers right there. Those here are the signals. You enter the signal, and here's your target. And then how many ticks you are away from your target. And this is your total PNL, and this is what's going on right now. We do the same time frame every day. On the market analyzer is based on 1 minute, and it's based on one contract and one contract only. If you see here is 1 minute, and the contract size is 1. So this is where we can see consistency when we are using the same time frame every day. We do not use rank bar one day, another day line break, or another day ticks, because we need to see consistency, and that's what we need to look for. And it's the same story here on the Forex. We are using 10,000 mini account, and then you can see the total pips and the PNL based on 10,000. On that chart here is connected to this market analyzer, so we can see the entry and the re-entry at the same time. What we look at our zone here and see when we are in the trade if there is a problem on the way to the target. It is very important for any trader to understand when he's trading, he needs to know the levels in the market. He cannot shoot blind. On that area here, the blue market analyzer, those are based on the scalpers. And we have nothing to hide. We show a good days and a bad days. And if we notice today, the YM did not do very well earlier this session. Neither the 30-year Treasury bond did very well. However, the CL did extremely good doing the European markets, and the ES did very well. The NASDAQ did very well, and the YM did not, and the 30-year did not. And here it is your market analyzer from the swing trading. What happened, I was given a support a few minutes ago, and probably we all have experienced that with NinjaTrader. I was moving doing the support on the team viewer, and I was using the team viewer to the other side. And then what happened, all my charts on all my monitors collapsed. Did not freeze or anything, but they collapsed. So that's mean I have to go one by one and reopen each one by one, and I hate that. So it was the best for me to close NinjaTrader and reopen it. So that's why today you're gonna see the trades are just recently we reactivated the auto trade. This is my 1 minute chart, which I already did earlier this morning and hit the target. But again, when all the charts on NinjaTrader collapse, then I decided to go ahead and close everything and start all over again. It's much easier and faster for me because it was only a few minutes left to go live here. And that's why you see All the charts today started around 9:45, and this is my my chart on my favorite chart on the DAX is the 1 minute, and that's why you see the trade is at 9:45 and is already hit the target. This is what is nice about the DAX, is already hit the target. It hit the target earlier this morning in the European session, nailed around 1523. I wish I took a picture of it, and now another 1500 on the 1 minute. That's a total of 3000. So that's why I like the 1 minute. It is very consistent, and because the DAX moves very fast, then you don't have to deal with sometimes the chop market, and that's what I like about it a lot. Maybe I will try to show you what I do before I decide to take or activate an auto trade on a DAX, because it is very important to understand how something is clicking here. I'm gonna simplify the chart. If you bear with me a little bit, we can simplify the chart so you can see exactly what's going on. If you just bear with me, I will. I will. Hmm, let's see the CL, where we are on the CL. Today, immediately when you start your charts, you can see the total today on the market analyzer is not that much. Normally, around, this is your NASDAQ. Right now, we are at the $400 on this NASDAQ. And because it's a Friday, and immediately you can spot that chop in the market by the total PNL right there. This is a fully automated trade or ATM strategy you can use, and you can see all of them. They are fully automated and does not require any optimization. This is very important. Now, if we see on the NASDAQ, we have a target at 3550, and we close one position, and now we are gonna take this one inch a little bit back, because the probability of the Nasdaq is gonna be rejected from the 4825 is very obvious. Just a second, please. I want to show I want to show today how I look at the DAX before we I decide to take those trades or not. I simplify my chart. If you just give me 1 second, I can show you. We still having a problem with the YM. For some reason today, the YM is a struggling market. So for the YM traders, be careful with the YM. And the target on the NASDAQ, if you are trading the NASDAQ, you have to understand 35.25 is the end of this line on the NASDAQ at the moment. If you are trading on the NASDAQ, you should not be taking any more short before below the 35.25, because here is your target at 35.25, and then we have double support line, and you should not be taking the chances, taking a short anymore on the NASDAQ. Anything below those numbers, the 30.25, is going to be nothing but noise. And that is going to be really a high risk trade if you wanted to take a short trade on the NASDAQ below those numbers here. Actually, this is where you need to call it off. If you are on a short trade, or if you are a reversal person, this is where people start, professional traders start looking for reversals in this area. Sadly, we only can share one screen. I mean, I love to cover the reversals, at the same time trading with the trend, at the same time look at the but we are so limited when we are on a live, how many um, uh, charts we can handle on a live trade. Plus, dealing with the internet sometimes can get weak, so we are a little bit limited. But I'm gonna show you some very simple what I look for, whether you are trading the DAX in the morning or you want to try this is an ES chart. This is here on the ES chart is really showing the first things I look at. I'm trying to put it without any color so you can see the clearance of the trend on the ES. And if we notice on the ES immediately, or if you are trading the DAX, or if you are trading any kind of instruments, first I look to a clean chart before the signal start showing. If you notice here right now, the NASDAQ on the auto trade, if you are on a fully automated trade, 33.50, you would have closed. You would have closed that position on the NASDAQ. Let's look at the ES. This is over. This is over on the NASDAQ. It's way over on the NASDAQ. So what I do, you gotta be patient with me. For some reason, today my internet connection is a bit low. If we notice how this ES, immediately you can spot where is the problems on the ES is the 28.41 levels. Fine. Look at this accuracy, folks. Came into that line here to the take 43.75. Come back to those areas, start struggling, got caught in those channels as expected. The most important in the trading is the pullback re-entry. This is your pullback re-entry is right there, right in front of you. The first breakout on the ES, pullback re-entry, beautiful trade. Destination is right there. 836. This is your destination on that trade. Always pull back re-entry. This is a very good area to take those trades on a pullback re-entry, because you can hide your stop loss behind those, and they are very, very um, accurate, and then you can protect your stop loss, and does not require on those area here, does not require just a few ticks. We have some traders, they are all traders, and they do not use no more than 5 ticks on a stop loss. So once you start learning, look at this NASDAQ, folks. It's right in front of you. As expected, as we said, this is where we need to start looking for a reversal. And this is exactly, the market came in exactly to what we expected, and exactly to the tick. And without any doubt, this is accuracy, without any doubt. And day in and day out, we're doing this live. And you can see how anything below those numbers right now on the NASDAQs, they are noises for me. I'm not going to miss anything. If those guys decided to take it a few ticks down, for me, it's nothing but noises. I already hit the target. The auto trade took it. You can use an ATM or full automated to trade. You already hit your target. If you are on 2 contracts, you are around $700 on the NASDAQ. And if you are on 1 contract, you're around $300-400 on the, and this is a very good entry, and it is done. Let's look at something else where traders, watch this one. I will go ahead and most of you trade the ES, but watch this one here, please, because it's irrelevant if it's a NASDAQ or Dow Jones. Watch this NASDAQ. It's going to go back to the 3175, and then it's going to drive any trader crazy in those area here. So if you are auto trading or you are a manual trading, this is very important information to understand if you're auto trade going to get in trouble in those areas. Saving one bad trade a day, $200, that's $50,000 a year, folks. Do not underestimate it. If you just look at those lines, nobody is asking you to do any price action or try to. The market is very much chopped, is struggling usually, and we don't mind to share a good day and a bad day. If we look at the P&L here, at this time around 10:18, we should be at least up to 250 ticks. Today we are struggling, and we are only on 64 ticks, and you have to see that. You have to see good days and a bad days, not just a good days. So for the price action system right now, we have a lot of struggle on the YM, and at the same time on the scalper, we are struggling on the YM. So it's telling us the YM there is a struggle. On the Russell, we are struggling, and we just closed the DAX on $1,000. So this is a new contract, but we just closed in front of you the DAX on a very nice run. So now look at the NASDAQ. Let's go ahead and jump on the ES, see what's going on with the ES. It's always trying to not to, you don't need to be wizard with it. We just wanted to see where is those problems on the ES and why is causing that ES not to move. And it is just a few lines. It takes you 3 or 4 weeks. You don't need a guy to call the trade for you, because all the trades are there. You don't need to find out where is the target, because the entries are here and you can automate them. No optimization. And here's your target. And on the pullback re-entry, if you want to, you can take those trades. So It takes for a person, a normal person, maybe 3 to 4 weeks. Now, like right now, we have a new signal on the DAX. You get it, and there is a sound also with the system, but I hate sounds because, I mean, but you can turn on the sound and it can give you warning, and then you can say, okay, I have 116 as an entry, and it tells you where is your target. 155 is your entry, and this is your target, 116. And a base on a pullback, like what we showed you, like this one here, based on the pullback, has already been measured everything for you on the system. On the pullback re-entry, you will have your trade. Now, if we look at this one here has nothing to do with them. If we look at this ES is a very clear picture. If you are auto trading or manual trading, this ES final destination is 35.75. On your zone, those $35 zone, you get those arrows with it. This is helping you because there is involvement with the alpha waves. And this, if you look, just clean picture on your zone, you have those arrows right there. I don't need a genius to follow those arrows. And they do not move. They do not repaint. And this is a 1 minute through. And this is another arrow. This is another entry. And immediately you can know where is your destination on those. And for me, it is a very, very powerful chart. And then when you are adding all those signals on it, that can give you much more efficiency for this guy is trying to figure out this market. And look at this, guys. We have said it before it happened. We have said it before it happened, and it happened. It came in exactly where we called it, exactly to the tick where we called it. So we knew on the pullback re-entry where is the entry, and we knew where is the exit. And this is a very important, even if you say you are an automated trading, you don't care about all this, but eventually, soon or later, you have to. You don't have to draw lines. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to sit in a room for 1 year to learn how to trade. But at least we need to see where is this limitation for that market. And we need to understand if this market, why is it struggling and why is making money. Let's go back to the NASDAQ. We've been covering on a live trade on a YouTube now for many months, many weeks. And we have nailed it right, 8 out of 10. We always not saying what happened in the market. We are predicting the market. I don't care what happened in the past, but we need to predict. So anything or any kind of indicator you have is just following the market is irrelevant because you are trading futures. You cannot predict the futures by an indicator following the market. When the market is down, it's telling you down, and when the market is up, it's telling you up. So right now, the NASDAQ is struggling on those area here, and this is nothing but noises, but it is done for me. For the NASDAQ, we took the trade and we closed the trade. Now, the amateur trading, probably right now, they think they are going to miss on a trend here, and probably they will be taking a trade in those area here. Or your auto trade is going to take a trade in those area here. Those areas now below those level here is become a very dangerous levels, and the outcome on it, your chances making money on that trade is 2 out of 10. It is a very high risk area to take. I do not care if this Nasdaq gonna drop 100 ticks in this area. It's become irrelevant. There is a play in this market, and the market below those level is gonna keep going up and back and forth, and that is gonna drive you really, really, really crazy, and that is gonna cause you a lot of losses. So once we hit the target, we are no longer interested at the rest of the noises in the market. There is a lot of noises in the market, especially on the cheap contracts like NASDAQ, ES. Those are a very cheap contracts. And your broker can get you filled based on $500. So it's not really important. So again, let's go ahead and look at the automated trade taking this ES right now. It's exactly to the line. The next trouble on the ES is going to be right there. At 34, we have a projection. And if you are on an ES trade, this is where you need to close position, open position. Let me show you the simple chart, trying to simplify the ES. Look. As expected, and look at this. I hope you can see it on the screen. I'm having a problem with the net. I hope you can see how this target was within line. And this is where really you need to close position and open a position in those areas. So once you have the knowledge, you do not adjust a close position, you just reverse position, actually. Okay, Leslie, see what's going on the. There is not much going on. We are just up to 100 tick right now, and we are up to 114 ticks. We still struggling in the YM, both on the scalper and on the price action. We have a struggle in this area, and we have a little problem with the 30-year Treasury bond. I'm sorry, with the Russell. We still also struggling on the Russell area. So this is what you see, what you get. And today is a Friday, so that's all what we have. So we'll keep our eye close on those trade, and we'll try to examine what will happen to the CL. Let's go back on the NASDAQ to see if anything has happened on the NASDAQ. No, just noises. We closed those good trades, 2 good trades on the NASDAQ, and this is where you really need to worry about reversals. I will try my best. Want to cover the reversals again next week, because when we are hitting those target here, when your auto trade taken and closing those trades, actually this is a very good position also to take reversal if you want to take reversal. So you cannot underestimate those target once it hit. And look, This is really problem at the Nasdaq right now, and I'm not expecting the Nasdaq to make any money on the scalping. Actually, I'm not expecting that at all. So a really nasty day. Be careful. A lot of chops, and we have an average today on the market analyzer only 119 ticks so far. We did very well on the Nasdaq the first half an hour. We did over 100 ticks on the DAX. We did I don't know how many ticks on the Nasdaq, but right now the market, it is struggling, and we are only up 74 ticks. If you look on Wednesday, by this time we were up 900 ticks. So what you see, what you get. Welcome to trading. Nothing we can do. The 30-year Treasury bond, it's been not much going on the 30-year Treasury bond. Neither the DAX right now. Probably is nothing going on the DAX. There is the automated took a trade on the DAX, but practically nothing in it. So it's a Friday. It's a bit hard. Usually on a Friday, the best time to trade on a Friday, if you cannot get up in the morning and trade on a Friday, you will be better off to trade around 12:30, 1 o'clock Eastern time. This is where most of the traders leave the trading on Friday. And this is where most of the traders wait on those moments. And I know a lot of people do that. I'm not saying every Friday, but most of the Fridays. The market around the 12:30 Eastern time start taking one direction, either up or down. And we all actually wait. If we miss the morning session, we wait until those guys leave, and then the market starts smoothing out on a Friday. And actually, this is where the most time you can do on the scalping and the swing trading on the Fridays is when everybody go home and close their computer around 12:30 Eastern time. Uh, One of the things, how to trade, when to trade, what to trade. On Monday, as an example, should I swing trade the market on Monday, especially around summer, Christmas? No, you do not swing trade on Monday. You scalp on Monday. Um, if you want it, and one of the most important things on Sunday evening, all the way to Monday morning, you should not turn on any auto trade until this market an hour or 2 hours ahead of time. You can start scalping on Monday 2 or 3 hours before the markets open on Monday. But overnight, doing all those years, we know overnight the low volume on Sunday evening when the data start coming into your NinjaTrader, you should not be trading manual, automated. You should not play with a mess. Nonetheless, if you have so many years experience, then you know how to pick up a few ticks here and there. But you should not mess with the market on Sunday evening to Monday morning. You can start scalping the market around couple hours, 3 hours before the markets open on Monday. This is where you need to start. This is where your week has to start right there. Monday, I will scalp the market, and if I wanted to trade the DAX, it is very important to look at your level to see if we are tight or not on it. If you don't know what to do that, then you just go ahead and put it on a sim for 15 minutes and see how this auto trade, whatever auto trade you are using, and see how it is doing with your auto trade. and then you decide you can go live with it. But for me personally, I like to auto trade the DAX on Tuesday, not on Monday. But Tuesday they are very good to trade, and on the swing trading, you need to start the swing trading around 9:30, 9:45 is okay, because you don't have to optimize the swing trading either. You can start at 9:15 if you want to. If there is an action in the market, you can start 9:15. The swing trading from Monday to Friday, the swing trading are the scalpers are okay to start them 2-3 hours before the opening, and you should be done and over at lunch with the scalping. You should not be going around the circle. As we notice right now in the market, analyzer is measuring all those numbers, and you see we are going in a circle. We are going between 50 ticks to 80 ticks, dropping to 20 ticks, and going up. The market is going in the circle. Once this market going in a circle, you need to hold on for a while and wait on the breakout. So the swing trading, you can always start around 9:30, 9:45 if you like to get this mess out when the market open. The scalper, you can start it around 2-3 hours before the market, but the scalper you have to stop around 12 o'clock, and you should not be taking any more scalp trading after 12 o'clock. A lot of people, they wanted to continue with the scalping, and on and on and on. We're saying that there is a probability you can double up your money, or you can be losing your profit, whatever you made before lunch. As we see here on the scalper today, we've seen it on the swing trading. We have seen it on the price action. On the scalper, it is amazing movement happen on the Nasdaq, and on the YM we are struggling really south, and on the 30-year Treasury bond practically doing nothing. And you are very welcome to follow those signals. As you notice on the scalping right now, there is 2 new orders come in on a long trade on the ES and a long trade on the Nasdaq. Watch them. After we have done this video, I mean, when we are been running it and we are talking about the scalper, the swing trading, and the price action, we have a lot of traders start doing this when they are seeing on the swing trade and there is a long trade, and when they are seeing on the scalper a long trade, and when they see there is a long trade on the price action, they are taking the trades. And especially on the DAX, that is making a huge difference. When all the signals are together, then that can also identify for you the trend if you don't know how to read the trend. So you can use the scalper, the swing trading, and the price action signal, stand eyeballing the chart, or if you wanted to auto trade, you can auto trade. But for the guys wanted to confirm everything, they can be confirmed by using those 3 different mathematics is coming here from those signals, and you can practically determine if this market going in the same direction or not. So they are very, very useful for your own information. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you have to put a little bit here and there in order for you to get it right. I'm trying to find anything useful. Right now, we are up to 26, 28 ticks. This is nothing today. This is really horrible flat market. We have in the pips here 35 on the Forex, and we can see that even on the scalper right now we are a bit struggling, and let's see what will happen. it is much better for us to show you what's going on than to be surprised when you are trading. Look what happened here on the simple chart. The market came in exactly as expected. And actually, this one here is a closing position and opening position again. You see, we took that from here all the way down here. We knew this is the limitation on it. I mean, I was late on that trade because I'm doing a lot of things. And look how the ES came in exactly to the projection. And the market is going back to test those numbers one more time. So it works like a clock once you have little clearance what's going on here. And look at this one. I mean, it is very simple, but I want to show you how powerful are the fibs for the ones think they can brush it off without the fibs. And uh, this is a amazing. Uh, uh, I mean, you simply cannot. Momentum fibs, those are the pressure in the market. You cannot just avoid whether you are automated or not. And this is a really um, very accurate system. And I can trade a chart like this all day long. This is a reversal, guys. This is a reversal. This is confirming the direction of this market. Look at this. And this is an ES 1 minute. Look at this one. How anybody can miss this one? Look. Those are based on alpha waves. And the ES is going to that direction here, retesting those numbers. Very simple, forward. I don't need a genius guy to learn that. It might take you a week or two to learn that, but believe me or not, guys, this is um, that will help you a lot with understand what's going on in the market. That really, before you start automated in the morning, you are kicking the tires around and see if it's anything good to trade. So it does not hurt to look at a couple lines before you start auto trading. On the market analyzer, we are up to 100 ticks based on the last entry, not all day long, because we are already close $1,000 on the DAX, and we closed around $700-800 on the Nasdaq. So right now, based on the last signal entry, we are only around 100 ticks. Normally, on a normal day, we have around 500 or 600 ticks by now. And if you look at the other video, you can see it. The DAX is a small target. Every time you're auto trade taking a trade is a different target. It's not fixed target. Sometimes it could be 20 ticks. Sometimes it can be 30 ticks. Sometimes it can be 50 ticks. It depends on the market movement. The tighter the market is, the smaller targets are. And the bigger, when the market is moving, we have much wider targets. So it's not a fixed target here, folks. And little small line here, we'll break it. And then the final destination is 114. So we'll keep our eye on it. Also, we have a trade on the 30-year Treasury bond. The 30-year Treasury bond is really, really stuck on the same line. It's not getting out of those area. And of course, we still on that trade in the ES, stuck exactly to the same line as we were talking about. Look at it. coming back exactly to the same line as we are expecting to. So what telling us right now, we are getting stuck in that channel on that ES between 35.75 and 39.25. Those are the area the ES has been playing around for quite time. So we are looking out for a breakout. And here's the problem on the ES right now. Even if they break out on the 35.75, is gonna be get stuck again on the 33.75. It's very clear where is this ES having a problem today. And this can eliminate some of your trades, or if you are auto trading, you can pause your trade on your automated trading. Doesn't matter where this auto trade coming from, by understanding just the basic in the trading, because if that auto trade taking a trade at 35.75, it's gonna be halt at 33. Should I close position? Should I take a risk, or should I waive the whole thing? Waive the whole trade on the ES today, because maybe it is a very good idea to hold or waive your trade on the ES for today, and try to find an alternative what is moving. As an example, if the Nasdaq is doing well, maybe today I want to skip the ES, and I'm gonna be trying to find an entry on the Nasdaq. So it's always very nice to understand what's going on in the market and which market we need to trade today. Those areas, nobody is gonna help you. Those areas, nobody is gonna help you. You have to do it yourself. You can purchase any auto trades you want from now till the end, but if you don't understand how things move in the market, you can be irrelevant to you at the moment, but eventually, soon or later, you have to get down to it and understand it. If you don't understand it, then you will have a problem. You cannot just auto trade, and if this market moving, you will be making money. And if this market, like today, chop, then you're gonna be in trouble. And you have to understand when the market is moving and when it's not. This is really serious if a trader cannot see the problem. Really seriously, this is really problem. As an example, now, um, I don't care what this guy say after the fact, when everything is over for today, telling me here I made it 5,000 or 10,000 on the Nasdaq. I want to see it here live. Now from 1012 on the Nasdaq, since when we called it is finished the Nasdaq, and now it is 1049. That Nasdaq has not done anything. Has not done anything. So we have not missed anything. When we said the party is over on the Nasdaq, the party was over on the Nasdaq, and now what we are waiting on, a new entry signal, because this is over. The trend did a beautiful, nice run, hit the target, and is over. There is no way you're gonna be able to drag anything out of that market anymore. So now we are waiting on the new signal, and this is a lot of chop in the market you are avoiding. And this is very important to avoid all those chops in the market. I don't know how to read the chop. That's very fine. You hit your target, you're done, you wait till the new signal come out, and then your auto trade will take that trade. So the advantage between that price action, once you hit the target, you sit on the side, and we are waiting on a new signal. If the new signal did not come, the auto trade take a short trade only that direction. Once the target hit, the auto trade is no longer going to take short trade. It's finished. It's over. Now the auto trade is only going to take a trade when there is a new long signal. The condition for that new long signal to come in, We are using the trailing stop. Those are your floor and fibs. They are not the dummy trailing stop. We have the minor resistance fib line, and we have a major resistance fib line. Those, they follow the market, constantly recalculating your charts. When you are using the fully automated to trade, those are your trailing stop. That's why you don't need to optimize trailing stop. And we made sure you're not going to be messing with them, because if you let the traders optimize those, they're going to make a big mess out of it. So you cannot optimize those, you know. And those calculations are coming with a lot communication. So anyway, those trend stop one and trend stop, in order for that ES or NASDAQ or DAX to take a new trade, we have to verify that we are out of this hole here. There is a lot of problems here on the NASDAQ area. First of all, we have the most accurate price. The true average price on the NASDAQ at the moment, you see it with the green, is 73.4225. 8 out of 10, this number will be projecting. The market will be projecting. Everything I say, I show live right in front of you. Look. Then you have a problem with the trailing stop. This has become a resistance. Then you have a projection. Then you have a resistance, and you have a major resistance. For an order this NASDAQ now, you can reverse this market here, but for this market to change to the long position, there is a hell of a right front of this NASDAQ to confirm now is long before we want to automate and take in a trade. And like a normal auto trade, when you are normal auto trading, the swing trading or the scalping, as an example, if you want to take the 1 minute YM on the swing trading, we started for the ones came in, we started late. I was doing support, then all my charts collapsed, so it was easier for me to close NinjaTrader and start. So we started around I recall it around 9:40. So we had one small trade, but the auto trade is always gonna be taken short and long. This is on the swing trading. On the swing trading, if you don't want to mess with the market, you have two options. If this market moving today, you will be out trading any guy has been trading for 10 years. If this market is not trading, you will be making exactly the same losses as the other guy is not making any money. So if this market not moving, you will not be making any money, because where you want the ticks to come from. If this market is trending, the swing trading is not going to miss any trade. The swing trading is not going to let anything skip. One of the most important things sometimes you have to understand with the automated trading is those area here. They are a very chop market in this area here. This is where most of the guys with an automated trade can lose their accounts if they have the wrong auto trade on their money. This is where this area here is going to make you lose your money. When the market is a flat, it's going to be disaster. When the market is a flat like this area, your MACDs and your ATR is going to put you out of business immediately. Those here, you cannot avoid. What is nice about it, if you have an auto trade, can avoid those areas here. Those are very nasty areas. And you have to find a balance on your so that's why we don't want any more traders optimize. So that kind of trading is going to take every single movement. It's not going to miss on a trade, where on the price action is not going to be taking a trade until we verify the long trade and take the trade. So in a way, you might going to be having 2 or 3 trades for today on the NASDAQ. But those 2-3 trades on the NASDAQ, they're going to be really the trade for today. And you cannot, they are truly swing trading, and they are doing the calculation for you. Look at this NASDAQ. You see? Have a lot of walls to break. A lot of walls. For an advanced trader, this is a very good news, because you can sit down here and keep nailing that market, because has been confirmed it's not long. So for a guy, a little bit advanced trader, I'm not talking about those guys with an auto trade, this is a damn good news, because he's going to keep nailing those short trades and whatever he can get out of those short trades. You know, as long as this market has to cross all those areas, and it's impossible right now to cross those areas. So the thinking is short, final destination is here. Short, final destination in here. You can keep sitting and nailing it all day long. Look at this one here. For the ones that were with us earlier today, we took that one right here. This is a very simple chart. We knew exactly where it's going to be ended. Then we took the long, we knew exactly where it's going to be ending, right there. And we said that before it happened. If you go back with the video, you will see we said that. Learning a few lines here and there. There's nothing magic in this business, nothing magic. And there is, by learning a few lines here and there, as long as the trader not in charge, as long as the trader is not in charge, and that's what I believe in. Any trader is in charge with his trade, or with his fib lines, or with his auto trade, or a decision to make a trade, is gonna fall right through his head. And I truly believe that, with the respect. The reason is, it takes a lot of training to be cut off emotionally from the market. So that's why I wanted this trader to understand what is a re-entry, what is an entry, what is a fib line, what is a trailing stop, what is a target. That's all what he has to learn. This one here, it takes you around 5 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, depends who you are. Once you understand those lines, and they are already plotted, until now they cannot figure out how to draw the line on a fibs. They don't. One guy draw it from one place, and another guy draw it from one place. You do not have those headaches. It's already been drawn for you, calculated for you. You don't need to do that anymore. Respect those lines. 1, 2, 3 trailing stops, and those are the target. You need to do this for a couple of 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Try, if you have $5,000 account, try to stay away from the big gorillas like DAX, CL, and try to be conservative. Try to put 2 charts, ES, NASDAQ, or Dow Jones in that matter, and try to concentrate on those 3 charts only, and try to learn the rhythm. Even if you have in your package your A scalper, your B scalper, your swing trading, and everything, let those auto trade runs on one screen. Fair enough. And try to make one screen for you, because it is in your package. And for God's sake, try to have a couple of trades on your own, trying to learn what's going on. That is going to help you on the long run to auto trade. Guys, at the end of the line, I'm going to say, you cannot take that trading professionally by just auto trading. You cannot, because by you know how to switch the autopilot on the aircraft does not allow you to be pilot. And what I'm saying is, we can go ahead and fool ourselves with a bunch of Renko bars and line breaks, and tweak with a range, no gap, and then we can have all the imaginary numbers. If you don't believe me, go back a couple of videos, and I made those videos because that's what the traders want to see. Rank a bar with $10,000 a day and how to turn $5,000 to $50,000 a month. At the end of the line, you have to learn a few lines here and there. And if you really wanted to take it up, you have to accept the fact. Like today, I'm not shy to show today I'm struggling with the price action. From all this week, last week, the week before, we've been doing it for many weeks. This is the lowest point we've had on the price action for the last couple of 3 months. This is the lowest point, is 52 ticks. We never had that lower point. We've had 250 average, we had 500, but you have to see and accept that when the market is not moving, the market is not moving. You have to accept how come the ES today is making 475, the Nasdaq is making 2,000 on a scalping, and then we went south on the 30-year Treasury bond, and we are south on the on the YM and the 30-year Treasury bond. I wish I can have them all fixed and not to have any losing days, but you will have losing days and you will have a good days. When we trying to talk to traders on the phone and telling him you have to calculate losing days and winning days, the first question they say, oh, you have losing days. Yeah. What's wrong with your auto trade? Nothing, but you will have losing days. Every institutionals, any bank, any guy trade have losing days. And if somebody can tell you other than that, I think he's a full of hot air, because I never met anyone do not lose money in the market. This is reality. We can deny it, we can brush it off. At the end of the day, you can see your account is melting like an ice cream right in front of you. The reason is a lot of traders, they are over merging themselves. They tell you you have $5,000, you can trade an ES and a Nasdaq and a Dow Jones and a CL. Yes, and then your broker can get rid of you within 2 months. You're done and it's over. You're not calculating bad days in the market like today. You're not. We have a new signal on the 6E. If you want to follow it, it's right there. You're not calculating bad days. You're only calculating good days. Well, we have to calculate bad days as well. And if I have $5,000, I will try to do this. I will go one ES after I do my training, and Nasdaq and YM. I will take one each. So if the Nasdaq or the ES died on me today, at least I have another horse in the market is running. So even on a bad day like today, I'm down 24 ticks on the YM. I'm down 5 or 6 ticks on the ES, but at least I nailed 87 ticks for today. I can see this market is going south. There is nothing, no movement. Then maybe I'll call it off for today, or I'll come back around 1:30 and start taking those trades and see what's going on. So, folks, uh, it is very nice and healthy to see how the market getting a beat, and there is nothing is showing, and you can see how this market is just. We said an hour ago, get ready for a chop market, and that's exactly right after we hit. If you go back with this video, we said that it's finished, is over, and it was over. Then they say, Sam, how do you know that when the market is chopped? We just said, we showed you, we teached you. Once this market hit, there is nothing. You can take a reversal if you want to and hold on to it, or you say, I'm done for today and it's over. You cannot do anything anymore. And this is the biggest proof. Once you hit the target, there's nothing done. And we still struggling on the YM. We still struggling on the 30-year Treasury bond. And now we have a lousy trade on the CL. And this is where traders should know when to push the brakes. I wish I have the energy to stay after 1:30 to show you that this market on a Friday can go one direction, but we have a tremendous support by new members. So we need to give them support. But I'm gonna leave it for a while to see if there's anything gonna happen to the market, and then maybe we can pick up a couple signals before we wrap it up for today. Look at the Nasdaq right now, folks. You see what is this Nasdaq? This is a very strong midband, a line, very strong. But watch this market. This is the first headache. This is the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. This is a lot of lines for this NASDAQ, and it required a lot of movement and a lot of buyers to penetrate all those lines. Look at this. It is, you know, let's look at it. Just let's look at it, how this NASDAQ is going to cross all those. This is the most critical area for that market. And if you don't understand it, maybe you need to call it off because you're not going to be making money, really. Whether you are auto trading or not is irrelevant. If you don't understand there is a dangerous area here on the NASDAQ and you want to go ahead and jet ski auto trade with the NASDAQ right now, you're looking for trouble. And watch this market. I'm gonna make it as big as I can. I'm gonna stay quiet and let me see how this market able to penetrate all those numbers. Look, I'm gonna stay quiet and let's see. It's impossible. By now, your ATR, your MACD, all those indicators you have dumped on your chart, by now, whether you are a Renko bar, 1 minute, 3 minutes, by now everything start turning up. Your MACD start giving you signal up. Your ATR is giving you signal up. Your momentum is above 50 and all this, and everything is telling you, oh man, jump. Let's see how high we need to jump. Let's look at it. I'm not gonna say anything. Look at it yourself. Even the scalper took a trade. If you notice, the scalper took an entry. Okay. If you go back to this video, folks, if you go back to this video a few minutes ago, we said we have a true average price right there. And exactly, if you look at those bars, it's exactly the Nasdaq stopped at those area. Okay, let's see. Go back to your video, to this video a few minutes ago, and you can see it. Let's look at it. The Nasdaq has to break one line, two line, three lines, four lines, five lines, six lines. This is a very major. This is very major. This is a projection. This is a mess on the Nasdaq. Let's look at it. Until now, on this market analyzer, we only have 34 ticks, 40 ticks in a profit. This is nothing. This is the lowest number we ever seen in many weeks. If you look at the wake, this is your first trailing stop on your automated trading is 44.75. If we notice on the scalper, not even the swing trading, on the scalper, is struggling, which the scalper takes a few ticks here and there. I knew immediately that scalper is going to be struggling to take it. Sometimes I can be wrong. Don't get me. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but I can see that trade. It will be struggle trade. Very simple. Now, if we look at the NASDAQ, folks, look at it. Folks, we are, I don't know, really honestly, I don't know how long I can keep going live. It's taking 2 hours a day from me. It's killing me. I decided to go on a YouTube with a live market to try to give a free education and try to simplify it as 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 much as I can. Try to simplify it. I don't want to go with technical. I'm trying to avoid those areas. And the things is the hardest part is not the technical side, but how to simplify it to a normal trader. And I want to prove to the traders and show the traders how we are predicting the market. Because if you're not predicting the market, you're just spending around in a circle and you will never be good in this business. Never. You cannot just refuge yourself to an auto trade. I sell auto trades, but it's not about the marketing here. It's about the trader should understand what's going on in the market, because then when he is auto trading, he's gonna go somewhere with that auto trade, not just looking at numbers. Most of the time, when we are asking this guy, how many points the ES moved today? Huh? I don't know. Was it a plus or minus? He don't even know if it was positive or negative. He don't know anything what happened. The only thing he can tell you, the ES made 600 or lost 600. That's all what he can say. And that it is a really denial to yourself and to your account, because if you wanted to because you hear it all the time, I want to quit my job, I want to be a trader. Yes, sir. How much money you have? Not too much. How much education you have? Not too much. How much experience you have? I just need an auto trade. I want to divorce my wife. I need an auto trade. I want to leave my wife and I need an auto trade, can make money as soon as possible. Did you trade, sir? No. So this is the kind of attitude we've been getting. Some of the customers coming in. A guy who wanted to divorce his wife. He have a son is not very bright with the school. He want to buy him an auto trade to secure his future, because they think it's a jackpot. It's not a jackpot. You have to earn it. You have to, even if you have an auto trade. I need to know if today a good day to auto trade. Is it a good day to fly? Is it a good day to stay on the ground? You need to go run and kick the tires. There is no way out of it. This is a reversal signal on the NASDAQ. And this market has not been doing anything. It's been going in the circle, went all the way to the first trailing stop on your automated trade, and is still playing that game. Nothing happened. Let me show you the ES in a clear picture. Earlier, you can see from this video, we were short, close position, open position. Look where is this ES stuck right here. It's right in front of you. For the last 30 minutes, this ES got caught in the channel. Folks, what I'm trying to say, when you are auto trading, whether it's from us or somebody else, you have to understand when the market is getting caught in a channel. We are looking, the ES is looking for a breakout. And it's not you or me going to be able to break out that ES. No, sir. When you're saying my ES for the last half an hour did not, or in any auto trade you are using, my auto trade did not make anything, is piece of crap, piece of shit, did not make any money. Why did not make money? Did you look at the ES chart? No. I mean, the 1 minute do not lie. The 1 minute, because NinjaTrader is in minute. When the market is getting stuck in that channel, your auto trade is not going to perform. Any auto trade is not going to perform. Some of them, they're going to be very bad performance. Some of them in those area, when you get caught, you will be grabbing a couple $1,000 down, not up. So anything, all those fake move with a ranker bar and a gap, no gap range, and all this, they're all fake numbers. They're all fake numbers, because you tell me where you are getting your money from here. You tell me where is those sticks coming from, and how you're gonna be making money here. There is no money in here. Now we are just making a bet, folks. Nothing more. That this market now is trying to go to the other direction, and if you look at your clock, is 11:15. So now it's about time where everybody start going away, and this is where this market going direction. So actually, right now, that position on the ES is nothing but just a bet that after 12 o'clock, 12:30 is gonna break out to the upper side, and then I'll deal with this ES at those level here, the 28.44. I will deal with it when I get there. But right now, I'm counting on the downside is over on the ES. Look at this. It's very clear. I don't want to use too many colors on this. It's very clear where is the high and when there's a low high. Where is the pullback? Where is this market got caught in the channel? Where is this market got caught again in here? The same areas. And I'm hoping for a breakout. Once we have the breakout on those area, we will deal with that area when we get there, which you need to put it market on your chart is 43.75, and followed by one line higher than that. That's it. And if we look at the market analyzer, we still going in this circle, and we have only 49. We have a new signal on the ES. Okay. That is going to help the Nasdaq if we have a long signal on the ES. The new signal on the ES, let's see. What? It seems like it's jammed here. Here is your ES entry right now on the automated trade. If this ES can get up, that is going to help your Nasdaq taking those trade. If you're not in that trade, as long as at your own risk, it is a very wise to put a limited order, a buy order, and do it on SIM at 42.50. 42.50, you can enter this market at 42.50, limited order at 42.50. Why I wanted the 42.50? Because the signal is here, and right above the signal there is a line. I don't like that line. So that's why I told you to put it at 42.50. Look at this. Now it's 42.25. Now it's 42.50. Okay. There we go. That's a lift off. Let's see if we're gonna be able to break those 43, and there is a buyers coming in, heavy buyers. The buyers over the sellers. This is very good. We need to look at those. This is a very nice call. Another option also, what is really can help you a lot is when you see double support or double resistance and hide your trailing stop or your stop loss below that number, one tick below, the probability is going to not able. Always try to hide your trailing stop. Always try to hide your trailing stop behind a wall, folks. It is very important. Well, let's stay and see how that trade is going to be playing. This one here, the auto trade took it, and the final destination is 47.75. So let's see what will happen. I'm gonna stay quiet and go get a fresh coffee. I'll be right back. Look, I want to do something else next week. Um, I'll try to do that next week. Uh, I want to I want to teach everyone how to do the stop losses and how to put trade in the market. And also, we have a request to do this in the morning. The forex. I mean, I got my hand a plate. I mean, I got a lot, but I'm not gonna open. Maybe I will do that later on. Try to put the forex and put the charts for the forex, or maybe the DAX. I've been getting a lot of requests on the DAX. I'll try to do that when I get up in the morning, trading the DAX. I don't have a certain time when I get up in the morning. Sometimes I get up at 4, sometimes 5, sometimes 6, 6 o'clock in the morning. But I will try to do my best. If you keep looking at the channel, I will. If I see if I can do it, I'll try to do that. But I try not to be distracted when because this is the only time. But I will try next week to do that, and then I will try also uh, teach a little bit about uh, reversals, and I will find a way for any guy out there have a just basic indicator how to look at reversals and how to trade reversals, and maybe that will help. We're not collecting, guys, we're not collecting any information. I don't know who is out there. We're not collecting money, we're not collecting email, but it is time. The misread about the market is about time for a guy come out, not just sit in the corner all day long, and out of 100 chart he have a couple of charts made it for that day and come at the end of the day and brag about it. I think it is very healthy for that trader to understand when there is a hard time, when the market is not doing well, and it is about time for those guys that wanted to, because when we're telling this guy, as I showed you a couple videos ago, then when I tell this guy, when those kids are out of school, you got to be careful how to trade. And then I turn around and here's another guy. He's killing it. He's killing it only at night when the market is over. He's not killing it at daytime. And then this guy coming back and telling me, Sam, you're telling me in the summer not to trade. And if you want to trade, you have to be very careful. And you have another guy, at the end of the day, he's showing a couple of charts and making money. I say, okay, go ahead and try him. And then he come back and broke to me. He lost all his money. So this is a wrong signal to the trader. The trader should understand there is sometimes struggling in the market, and it's not just your auto trade. As an example, right now, we are flat on the market analyzer, and there is nothing in this market moving. Flat. On the scalper, even the 1 minute scalper, well, on the 1 minute, the YM did better, but on the CL did go south. And the Nasdaq is a flat on the 1 minute, where on the 1 minute here, the Nasdaq really ignited very well. So there we go. Here's your A scalper and your B scalper. On and all, they are almost close to each other, despite if this one made more money than the other one, or this one made more. I mean, one is 2,300, one is 1,500. So on a day like this, the swing trading is going to be disaster, and we are watching it as we see the price action is a swing trading. And if we look at the swing trading, the automated swing trading, the highest trade right now we have is only one lousy chart called YM 1 minute. And this is the highest point we have on the swing trading is 370. The sad part in this business that you put your heart out there to a trader, telling him how things is going. Then you turn around and he say, "Oh, this guy, the price action made only 8 ticks. What a lousy system." What about yesterday when it was making 900 ticks? It was a good system. So um, this is very sad, and that guy, soon or later, within a few months, he will be out of business. This is a chance where you are getting free education at no cost. If you want to go by somebody giving you recommendation and getting money under the table to bring customers for that guy, go right ahead. We have plenty of members. We don't need any, and we're not in a desperate for that business. So if you want to jump on somebody else recommendation marketing, you want to try to market somebody, go right ahead, and we'll see you when you are broke. This is reality, folks. This is the only trade today I called to the public. This is the only trade I called to the public because I couldn't find any other trade to call for me today. Whoever follow me on that trade, uh, probably this is the only trade. Probably this is the only trade you made money with because it is a very hard day. What did I tell you half an hour ago? We were making a bet on this market is going to move up, and we will deal with this market at that line. That line is 44.25. Look at this market. This is a very clean chart telling me where is my borders for that market, how I need to auto trade it, how I need to approach this market. Those zone here without auto trade, because some people thought we are selling auto trade for $35 a month. We're not selling potatoes, we are selling fib line, and the fib line, those are $35 a month, and it does not comes with an auto trade. And but those fib lines, whether you are in auto trading or not, that can give you a very clean picture when you are gonna go and hit the wall with your auto trade, whether you are a trader or not. This is a very clear picture. I don't like too many, and I on purpose I didn't want it to color the bars because can give you wrong signals sometimes, those bars. Um, Even our bars is based on a price line. They're not based on ATRs, but still, I don't want it to color it. I want to see the true action on this bar. And this is the 44.25. This is the number you need to keep your eye on. If you are still on that trade, the one we called, you need to keep your eye on that number. I'm going to go back and forth between a simple chart and that 44.25, folks. So if you are in that trade, the one we called, you are around 300. There we go. 44.25 right there. If that ES can break that one here, if you watch your timing, because it's a Friday is different. Now it's 11:35. This is where all those noises start closing their computer. They lost their ass off, and now they are closed. Look at this. Look at this, folks. The market is not hard. If you take a little time, try to understand what is this market telling you. When did we call the 44.25? When we said that we need to deal with that when we get there. When did we say that? An hour ago? Half an hour ago? Look at it. It's right in front of you. Let those guys come in and put all the charts. And anybody is a good trader. Very fine. I respect that. Try to predict this market for those traders ahead of time, half an hour before, 15 minutes ahead. Then I'll take my head off and call that guy is a trader. I don't want anyone telling me at the end of the day, oh, here an entry and here an entry, and my system here, if you take that trade here, you would have made 1,000, and if you took a trade then here, that's another 2,000, and now you are on 3,000. I don't want you to tell me I can take a trade here. I don't want you to tell me I can take a trade here. What I want you to tell me right now, what should I do with the ES? Don't tell me what happened in the past. You need to tell me right now what is going to happen with the ES. I'm here. I'm not here. This is gone. It's finished. Again, for the guys, I've been screaming for many weeks about breakout, pullback, re-entry. I have showed you earlier today, we took that trade manually on the ES based on the pullback re-entry. It's the same thing happened here again. Breakout, pullback re-entry. There is a lot of system has come out from early 90s until today. A lot of systems. I'm showing you what has been with me since early 90s until now, and it never ran out. Everything else has run out of line. Everybody is trading the same system until that system crashed. Identify trend, pullback, re-entry. If you work on that, and this is what is the swing trading and the scalping and everything is based on that. It's not based on an ATR. If we look at that trade on the 1 minute, it's based on a pullback re-entry. Identify trend, pullback re-entry. If you look at any chart, it's identify pullback re-entry. This is the only way can get you to understand how the future trading works. So when you want to try to auto trade, if I come in right now and log in on NinjaTrader, I need to auto trade. I can identify exactly where is my limitation on the ES if I want to auto trade the ES or not. It's right here. It's telling me. I know the borders on that market right now. There is step 1, step 2, and step 3. It's a very clear picture. And this is where um, you need to start putting your auto trades on one screen and take 1 or 2 charts for yourself, keep them on a sim, and try to take a trades by yourself. It doesn't matter how much you make or how much you lose on the sim, but eventually it's going to teach you movement in the market, and eventually is going to help you with your automated trading. I don't want you to study every bar, what does mean, irrelevant. Just keep your eye on the highs, lows, and the low high and the market. That should be enough. Now the ES is going back. Want to retest the 44.25 as expected. As expected. I'm going to go back and forth to the screen. This is a very clear. And look where is the now is trying to break off the high of today. Look at it. You see the 44.25. Look, it's just struggling. It's very simple. It's struggling. So we need the little buyers. Today is Friday, which probably eventually they're gonna break out those area. And if you are patient enough in one trade, we can go somewhere else with it today. Let me look at the target. The target for today is 47.75. It's a matter of time before we can hit those numbers. It's a matter of time. 47.75. Okay. This is yeah. Hold your horse. Okay. There we go. YM. Let's look at the YM. So that's why you see on a Friday, always on a Friday, around 12:30, 1 o'clock, the market to start taking one direction, and those are your auto trade has take those trades. And now, let me show you something. For the last hour, we've been on around between 25 and 30 ticks on the market analyzer. Okay. Now, because the market moved, now we are up to 169 ticks based on one contract on the market analyzer. Before we close that session, you will see can go if this market wanted to move, we're gonna see 500 or 600 ticks. So being patient, it is very nice to be a little bit patient. And when you see there is a struggling in the market, be patient. Go have coffee, talk to somebody, and wait till this market start moving. And then on the pullback re-entry, or if you want to auto trade, but you do not just turn on your auto trade and not knowing what's going on in the market. This is a bad news. This is a really bad news. Let's go back on the ES because I'm thinking the ES is going to have a new highs. And now we are at the same line as expected. So the system is telling me your destination is 47.75 because of a Friday today. I think I can take it much higher than that. So we're gonna put it on the side until we have a new lines coming in and tell me what's going on in this area here. So I prefer to leave it on the side. And for the ones who followed me on that trade, now you should be around whatever, if you are on one contract or two contract, but you made that trade. Okay, let's see what else we have. For the ones they have smaller amount of money, I'm gonna say it to you straight ahead. On that system here, the Nasdaq is the best performance, and the DAX. Well, the DAX is a good performance on the swing trade, and also and I don't want to scalp the DAX, that's for sure. But I can swing trade the DAX, that's for sure. Um, the On that puzzle here on the market analyzer, the best performance is the Nasdaq. It's not, if you look at those videos we did live, uh, it's not unusual. The Nasdaq average is between 100 to 150 ticks. I cannot say every day because you're gonna hold it against me, but it's very consistent. 80 ticks, 70 ticks, 90 ticks. The Nasdaq, for some reason, every software sometimes it is different. But with that software here, the Nasdaq, it is very good. And if you want to trade the ES, you can trade the ES, but the Nasdaq performance are extremely stable. I cannot say tomorrow is gonna be, or on Monday or on Tuesday it's gonna be 100 takes. You cannot hold me against it, but it is very consistent. And if you are watching me or following me on keep your eye on the Nasdaq, or you can go back to those videos and see those Nasdaq. An average is around 70, 80 ticks and above. So try to use your energy on the Nasdaq as much as you can, because it is really consistent. And what I like about the Nasdaq is very cheap to trade. And if you are a new trader or you are an amateur trader, you're not gonna be diving into trouble. So you can afford to take one trade on the Nasdaq around 9:45, or when there is a new signal coming out, and you still can make it. And Even if it was a wrong signal, let's say if the Nasdaq gave you long and the signal fell, it does not fail very often, but if it did, then we can go the other direction and recover immediately with the wrong signal. Most of the time, the signal come back to the trailing stop one and trailing stop two, and see what is this ES now trying to flirt with? The 45.50. This is your line, your zone. Once he break out this, there is no stop for the ES, folks. There is no stop for the ES. It's gonna break highs today. So let's look. Now, immediately when the markets start moving, we see we are up to 173 ticks. Uh, and Now, because it's a Friday, it's gonna keep going to 300 and 400 after 1 o'clock. After 1 o'clock, 12:30. This is where all the traders start disappearing, and most of them, there will be closing Friday because it was very chop day. Most of them, probably 70, 80%, they will be in the minus today because the market was very hard to trade. Not predicting what's going on in the market and not understand there's a chop in the market. They're gonna dive in right to the chop, and it's gonna cost them a lot of money today. And that it is really sad for not doing somebody's homework for 20 minutes homework before he decide to lose money today or make money. This is really sad. we have still a lot of bread on this trade, and we still have the ES problem. If you are still on that ES problem, the ES got caught in here, but it's a matter of time before we're gonna have a breakout on the ES, folks. So the ES breakout is 45.50 and is trying so hard to break those two level here. So be patient on the ES. And once he breaks the 45.50, there is no stopping for that ES. So if you are on that trade, the one we called, uh, and we told you to do it on sim, we're not responsible for you. And we give you the target is 50.25. I believe that's what it is on the ES. Is no, it's 48 level. But it's a matter of time before we can break this one here. Why? You can see that you have on the left corner here is a market analyzer from 1 minute all the way to 30 minutes. That gives you the, and now there is a buyers coming in. There we go. There we go. Probably this is your best trade for today for the ones are visiting us. And we have the breakout, and that can be extended for the rest of the session, being a long trade on an ES, so or a Nasdaq if you follow the Nasdaq or the Dow Jones. That because it's a Friday, that is gonna be the best day for you. If you are patient enough, you will be getting a lot on that one. So now on a Friday, we're gonna get our stick higher, much higher. And let's look at the YM. No, this is the Nasdaq actually. Okay, and this is the Nasdaq. We have a little trouble on the Nasdaq around those area here. 75.75 and 79.50. So I'm hoping the ES can push those level. This is a very nice trade. And if we want to simplify the chart, your resistance become a support. Your resistance become a support. And now because of a Friday, that's why there is no rules in this business. Because every day is a different rules. That's why I do not set rules for this market. There is nothing called you have to go by the rules. The rules, the market don't care less for your rules, and my rules care less for it. We're not a market movers. We don't have an inventory, so our rules is irrelevant. But on a Friday, I know once those guys making noises go away, by now they lost their butt off with money. Now it is time for the now it is now it is time for those guys, the older, to come in and start nailing this market. If you are on that trade on the Nasdaq, your destination, if you don't have a very high patient, you need to close at 74.25 on the Nasdaq. And if you want to hold on to the rest of the day, the probability you will be getting the 92.50. I want to keep my eye on the ES, YM. Look, where is this YM stopping? Right there. Oh, we have a reversal. This is your reversal. Our reversals do not repaint. Again, our reversal do not repaint. We have a reversal. And the 450. So for anybody is following on that trade, probably they did very well. The market is very the market is very strong. The buyers over the sellers, the market analyzer, all in the green. So there is a potential to break that area, the 64 level. We will be breaking that area. And then let's look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is a little bit waiting on Uncle E. Why the ES? Why the Nasdaq is here? Why is not moving? I'll tell you when it's going to move. We're waiting on the ES. We're stuck on the 46.25, so we're waiting on this ES. And then you're gonna see some huge movement on the Nasdaq. We're waiting on it. The YM 44 level. Now, if we notice, because this market is moving, and now we are on 244 ticks, and now we are climbing to the 500 and the 600 ticks on the market analyzer, because the YM took off. So without looking at the chart, there we go. We are taking off. Nasdaq taking off. Everything is taken off. Now we are up to 246 ticks. So if you are in this Nasdaq trade, you gotta be. You have two positions here, 74.50, or if you want to hold on to that trade the rest of the day, because it's a Friday. Friday, all those guys, they go away now. The one that make noises in this market, then you can stay on that trade. The ES potentially going straight up. We still have one little bozo here. It's irrelevant. A lot of buyers coming in on the ES. Now we are almost up to 300 ticks on the market analyzer, the auto trades. And look where I said you need to close your position. There, there is a lot of buyers coming in. They want to break that area. There's a lot of buyers coming in. They want to break those areas. Look at this. The buyers, they are way over the sellers. They want to try to penetrate those areas. So this is a very good final destination on this one here is 97. We have a new reading on the target. And if we look at the Nasdaq, look, you see where it's stuck between those two lines. That is my cause pullback, or if there is enough buyers can break those areas. No big deal. The ES is going very fine. The YM is taking a beat. No, that's good. This is very good. The scalper start taking off. The scalper. This is very good on the scalper. This is 150 ticks on the scalper. And if we notice, despite if the 1 minute, as an example, on the 1 minute, we have the CL did go south, and the YM is south on the 150 ticks, but never mind. One is was struggling, one was not, on the different instruments, but almost the total is the same. I mean, it's not that far from each other. So this is not bad at all. So let's look at the ES, what's going on the ES, and let's look at the Nasdaq. That's exactly where we said the Nasdaq. No, yes, the Nasdaq. Now we have a reversal. We're the only one have reversals. Do not repaint. And those are your reversal. And that's where I told you exactly, if you want to close your position, you need to close it here. Or if you want to stay milking that trade all the way till the end of the day, you will have a probability to close at 96.50. For the ones, As you notice right now, we do not go after the fact. We go and predict the market before it happens. So that's why we told you you need to close your position at 74.50. This is, you can maximize it. And if you want to take more chances, you can take more chances on that trade. And look at this, it works like a clock. Once you have somebody highlight what's going on in this market, you'll understand it is really not hard if you do your homework. And now I'm pulling my trailing stop because I believe there is much more potential to the upper side. For the ones I called a trade for you guys, you're probably happy by now. And we have a very good potential for a new breakout in this area. So we are waiting. Let's look at the NASDAQ. You see where we called it for you folks? Look at this. You see where we called it? To the tick. To the tick, folks. With the future trading, you have to predict, not follow. We don't want to follow. We want to predict the destination on every movement in this business, whether you are auto trading, manual trading, because there is a big difference. When you are swing trading, this is the 1 minute. It's not one of those weird looking charts. This is a 1 minute. When you're auto trade on the swing trading, grab a trend. We want to maximize that trade. By looking at that market here on the 1 minute, it takes me 1 second to look at the YM and telling me where is my target on the price action, and it's flying reversal here. Another things, can I put those indicators on the swing trading? Yes, you can put your zone and you can put your indicators on a clean chart when you are swing trading, and then you can understand where could be a limitation for that. I mean, the auto trade is going to close that trade once he thinks the party is over to the long side or to the short side. But between, it's going to take time for that auto trade to verify that trade and close position. So let's say if you have $1,000 on that trade and you wanted to let the auto trade take that trade, probably it's going to be closing somewhere around here. Okay, this is a lot of money to give away on a good looking trade. But if we are just taking a few minutes from the YM and has a plot too many signal for us telling us, hey, reversal, push your brakes, yellow line, reversal, there's a problem. So maybe you say, okay, I'm going to take it. I'm happy with it, and I'm not going back to the trade. So this is a very important, not to say this is not my problem. I'm auto trading. Yeah, it is your problem. So, so it is your problem if you are gonna give away every day a couple of $300 because you don't want to look at the charts. It is your problem. It's not my problem. That's for sure. So you have to look after your money, folks. Right now, we have a pullback. This is a support line on the ES. For the ones are stubborn with the ES, do not worry. It's going to be going back. This is just a pullback. On the YM, we have also here a support line. And on the NASDAQ, we have, this is your trailing stop. And this is, if you follow those, auto trade did not do any thinks that where the market flat. But when the new signal came out, if you had one trade on the ES, one trade on the Nasdaq, one trade on the Dow Jones, you would have nailed much more than what you can ever handle. So this is the way to do it. That's then getting into the chop market. You take one trade to the long side when the auto trade confirm everything, and you take one trade to the downside when the auto trade confirm. As you notice right now, the auto trade has closed those positions. That's very fine. Now the auto trade is not going to be taking any more trade until we can verify there is a short trade. So right now, on the long side, the auto trade is not going to re-enter the market anymore. It will not re-enter the market anymore. It closed it. So now we need to cross all those problems in those areas before we can take a short trade. That's exactly how, because if you notice, when the market spikes, it's going to go sideways. Excuse me. And anytime the market spikes and there is a trend, and it did, within seconds, we had a beautiful runs on the ES and YM and NASDAQ. Now is a profit taking, and the market is going to go sideways. So when you have a big run, and I'm having a problem relating that information to normal trader, that when you are trading a DAX, ES, YM, irrelevant with the swing trading, and when you have a big run, you need to close that auto trade once you're done. Because after a big run, it's going to be a lot of sideways, a lot of a chop, and that is going to take your profit away. It's very simple, folks. Protect for what you have. Always protect what you have. Let's go back. I want to go back to the ES one more time. It's a way out of dead end, but I wanted to show you a clean picture showing you that has confirmed the ES. Those lines are become a support line. You see, 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bars, 4 bars, 5 bars. They have confirmed we are on a support line. So I will not be surprised that ES today, it will hit much more than the 2850. I will not be surprised at all. And the YM, NASDAQ, they're all on the pullback re-entry, which we have. This is also when we had the trade on the NASDAQ, we had almost $1,000 on those. And we said, you need to close here, or if you want to stay in the game, it's a Friday, you can stay all the way up here. But to stand losing those $300-400 because you did not look at the chart, we could have closed those positions here, and you could have saved yourself to the plus side another $300 to your pocket, beside for what you ever made earlier on this one here. So by just looking at this number, or by just looking at that line, you would have made $300 more. You know, this is what this is, with all the respect, this is a very fine line between arrogancy and somebody just whine and complain all the time. So when this trade on the last signal on the Nasdaq stand walking away with $900, you would have walked away with $600 because you refused to look at line. So by refusing to look at this line, cost you $300 today. It's gonna cost you another $200-300 on Monday. It's gonna cost you every day $200. That's around $50,000 a year. You're missing out because you're scared to look at the chart, or you don't want to learn it. And learning this, it takes you just 3-4 weeks. We're not talking about career here. We're talking about little time, of you learn the rhythm within 3 4 weeks, and you don't need anyone to teach you how to trade, believe me. So right now we are on the market analyzer 235 ticks into the plus. Still, I mean, on a day like this, we should be up to 800 900 ticks. We crossed the $2,000 in the profit. That's very fine. Man, I'm beat. So, folks, I really wish you a very, very, very pleasant weekend. God bless you. And on Monday, we have a private webinars to members only. And on Tuesday, we will be back on the YouTube, going live at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, and wish you a very, very pleasant weekend. Bye for now.